Hello and welcome to Our Time. From being a man on the land who was cajoled by friends to audition for a reality TV show where he made Australia laugh as the old fella who is my guest, Rod Gregory.
Hello, Malcolm.
Hello,
How are
Rod.
you?
Well, I'm fine. How are you?
Well, I've been better.
Have you?
Yes, well, like a good friend of mine used to say, I've been better, but I can't remember when.
Boom, boom.
Yes.
Now, people will recognise your face as being, well, the old fella on telly, and most of them don't know what your name is, really.
Well, that's correct. I did 750 shows around Australia as the old fella, and nobody would have known who Rod Gregory was.
No,
And that was lovely.
but we do now.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got some just quick shots as people might have remembered you from the TV show. The good thing about the photos are, well, the good thing and the bad thing is we can't show the footage of you. Here you are,
Yes.
doing whatever. You made the judges unexpectedly laugh. You made Australia unexpectedly laugh. There's a few more of these. And this would have been while you were doing the comedy circuit afterwards.
Yes.
We were just talking before, you may well have been the oldest comedian in Australia working.
Well, I don't know of any that were any older.
Oh, there's another shot from, call this to, or SMS
Oh, yes, yes.
the old fella. And that, just what we were saying, everybody knew you as the old fella. It wasn't.
What amazed me is those phone numbers. We had a lad in Melbourne that put us on Facebook, and he was getting 5,000 hits.
Really?
People were obviously using their father's credit cards to hit it. And he became, he became almost a member of our family, and we invited him along to the grand final night, and he brought his little tribe along with a big sign and all of that. It was just marvellous.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Was doing reality TV rewarding for you? I mean, prior to this time, you'd never really been telling gags on TV.
No, well...
And you were a gag teller.
I was 66 when I joined Dave Flanagan's little comedy course. He had a comedy course of 10 weeks at 3 hours a night, Wednesday nights. And my missus just said to me, why don't you go and do that? It'll keep you out the kitchen for a while. Because she married me for...
So she's a comedian as well.
Well, yeah, she married me for better or worse, but not for lunch. And this being retired didn't suit her all that well. So anyway, I did the course, and Dave just said to me at the end of it, he said, you'd make a good stand-up if you really want to have a crack at it. So I did. It took me about 300 or 400 hours to write the set. It's a straight 1 hour set, no F's and C's in it, because I designed it for my age group. And I used to do my writing between 2 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I would tape it, and then I'd look at it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on my own TV. And if it wasn't funny, I just scrubbed it out, never tried to rewrite it, just wrote another joke until I finished up with an hour. And Dave used to employ me for 7 to 10 minutes every Friday and Saturday night. And little did he know that every Friday and Saturday night I'd be trying out one new joke on a live audience.
Well, that's how you do it.
And that's exactly right. You've been in the industry long enough to know that what's funny to you in a kitchen or over a front bar may not work to a live audience.
No, the funny thing is, I mean, people need to see these things and you need to be able to trigger them. And I've worked with people that say things that are not funny at all, but the audience still laughs.
Yes,
so it's not just a funny joke, it's also the timing of the joke.
Yeah.
How did you learn that?
Look,
or was it natural for you?
I honestly think I was blessed with it. I did concentrate on, like when I first went out on stage, I would silently count to 4 before I'd open my mouth. And that was just long enough to get their attendance without them knocking one another and saying, when's he going to start? So,
well, that's timing.
Yeah, and that was taught timing through experience.
Okay, yeah.
But the rest of it just naturally came to me. But it was so easy. If you've got good material, and you'd know this, if you've got good material, you won't lose the audience. And they will almost tell you when they're finished laughing and they're waiting for the next one.
Well, that's the trick, though, isn't it? It's almost to keep them laughing.
Yes.
It's to keep, old saying was, keep on the boil.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
oh, yes.
Oh, look, the best audience was one when you had somebody that was a snorter over this sort, and then there's a whistler over here. Well, if that one went off and then that one went off because that one went off, then all these would go off. You'd be 3 minutes with them just laughing at one another. Just beautiful.
And I think the other trick is if you can be funny on your entrance.
Oh, yes,
it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And that would have been hard for the TV thing for you because really you're in the cold, so to speak. You can't warm them up because it's not shot as a live show.
No, look, when you're travelling with a group of comedians, if you're the headliner, that's the easiest place to be because all the others have put up with whatever. It warmed them up and they're all waiting. But on TV, I did 6 or 7 shows, I think, but I always used a Viagra joke. So I'd stare them down for 4 seconds, and then it would be Viagra. And that one word,
yes,
you would have them, all of a sudden they knew you weren't the MC, you were a comedian. And because of my age, when I was travelling the sticks, most people thought I was the MC. They're waiting for the comedian to come, but I could stop them with just that one word.
Yeah.
And every show I did always started with that word.
I remember you doing that. It is like having a catchphrase, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, let's go right back to the very beginning because we've got a great photo here of you with your, is it brother or sister?
My brother, twin brother.
Yep. Here, look at this.
Oh, yes. Aren't we innocent?
It's your mum and dad.
Yes.
I love the cars behind you. But it's your mum and dad. Was your twin brother...
He's the little one.
Sorry to say, you both look the same size to me.
Well, by the time I was 12, I was 6'2", and Roger was 5'2".
Oh, well, that's different.
So we had Big Greg and Little Greg, and then when we got to 18, we were both the same size.
And we're both farmers?
Yes.
Farm family?
Yeah, farm family, 4th generation farmers on York Peninsula, just outside of Maitland.
Right. So from somebody who starts their life as a farmer, I suppose, where did you meet your wife?
In Maitland, our little country town.
Look at you when you got married.
Yes, isn't she gorgeous? Yeah. And
what happened to you?
Aren't I skinny? Yeah.
These things are just so lovely to have, to track our life, you know. Sometimes we forget to look back and enjoy the experiences of life that we've had, I think.
I think, and she'll tell me if I'm right or not, but I think that was our engagement party, and that she was 18 and I was 20.
See, that's interesting too, because in those days, in our time, people got married when they were 19 and 20.
Oh, well, she had 4...
And they sort of grew up together, I guess.
Yeah. And she had 4 older sisters that thought she was going to be left on the perch because she's already 18. Yeah.
And also living sort of in the country too.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get to meet so many people, I guess.
Look, I've had a lot of people ask me, 60 years. Can I show you this now?
Oh, yes.
Yes, have a look at that.
I'll line this up for
60 years of marriage to the same woman. And the king sent me a...
That's not the thing. This is the thing. Oops. That's His and Her Majesty.
Yes, it is.
Isn't that incredible?
hang
on. Where are we? I'll try... Oh, there you go. Look at that. I'll hold that up. No, but you can see there's the king's signature down there.
Yeah. When my daughters told me they're arranging this doesn't just happen because he picks up the paper and sees that.
Oh, didn't he realise who you were?
Anyway.
I would have been saying, don't you realise who I am?
And we got them from all the pollies, you know, the same sort of thing. And I didn't really think much of it until our daughters gave it to us at our 60th day. And it brought a tear to my eye. It really did. I'm an ex-farmer. You know, we're not supposed to... We are interested in the monarchy. That sort of goes with the dirt a bit. But apart from that, I didn't think I'd be emotional because the King's actually put his King William on a card for us. So very, very important to us now.
No, these are the things in life that when you're young you don't sort of think about and dismiss. but suddenly they actually become quite important.
Yeah, and it certainly did
And
for
it's
us.
a recognition of your achievement, of course, but it's like going from being a farmer and the shots that we've just seen when you were a baby and young and getting married, and then to be having a life, and we're going to show this in the second segment, but having a life on the farm and doing all of the things that you've done, because there's so many things both invented that you've done, looking after the land, looking after cattle, and then at, what were you, 65?
66 when I first started comedy.
To start an entirely new career in a business that's really very difficult to get into. And just talking about Dave Flanagan, Dave ran those courses and his influence on so many young comedians who have now been quite successful was amazing. He's not with us anymore, and it's rather sad to remember Dave in that sense.
Dave rang me about a fortnight before he went, and him and I were reasonably close, and I just said to him, "How are you coping, Dave?" And he said, "I'm looking for the next chapter." So he was looking forward positively towards dying and getting out of pain and whatever the next chapter was going to bring.
Well, speaking of the next chapter, we're about to move on to the next chapter, which will be after this short break. We'll see you in a tick. Welcome back to Our Time. My guest is Rod Gregory, who you may know as the old fella. How old do you feel?
Well, I'm all right sitting down.
Okay. Like that.
I reckon my brain has stayed 18.
Haven't we all?
Yes, but the body is sort of reluctantly hanging around the 80s.
You're sitting.
Yes.
You're 18 when you're sitting. When you're standing up, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Rod, you've been a farmer all your life. Did you come from a farm background?
Yes, fourth generation pioneers at Balgowan, just where are they, west of Maitland.
Were you a funny kid?
No, not really. I spent most of my time
Growing up. Taller than your twin brother,
growing up and trying to make a quid. In those days...
I love that. That's gone from our vernacular, trying to make a quid.
Oh, yes, yeah. A lot of the stuff I used in the set has gone, and I tried to use as much as I could that people could still remember. A good word to use for lots and lots of reasons is nookie. There's a whole plethora of people out there haven't got a clue what you're talking about. They think it's...
Isn't that frying eggs or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Look, we've got some great shots that you've brought in of you on the farm, things you've invented. Let's start with this, planting a vineyard. How did all this happen?
Well, in 1996, I was drinking my second bottle of a lovely red wine with a fella called Mike Hindmarsh. And he was the agronomist that got the Margaret River started, the wine district in Western Australia. And he asked me the simple question, why aren't there grapes grown on York Peninsula? And I said to him, well, it hasn't got enough water. There's no water underneath. He said, it doesn't need very much. And that's the first start of it. We took up the challenge and
so you did vineyards.
Yeah.
So from that, we've got the next shot, which is obviously a harvest in the vineyard.
That was just...
How did you get the staff?
Oh, that was just so much fun. We put a sign up in the York Valley, the Maitland and the Millerton Hotel. Grape pickers wanted so much per hour. And they all turned up next morning at 7 o'clock. They picked grapes like they knew what they were doing. We gave them a pair of secateurs and a Band-Aid each, because if they ever cut their finger, it stings like hell, grape juice. Right. And so they put a Band-Aid on it. And at the end of the day, we'd picked 24 tonne, which is... a lot. A lot, yes. And we had an absolute ball.
And this would have been...
Well, that was the year 2000 when our 4-year-old grapes had produced their first, that was the picking before,
right.
And that was our first gourmet feast. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was when you have a whoop up and everybody gets half...
Sozzled.
Sozzled is a good word, yes.
Another old word.
Yeah. We had, I think it was 700 people turned up. and Stephen John was our first winemaker from the Clare Valley.
Right.
We carted the grapes up to him. He processed it and put it into bottles and brought it back again.
So what's this? You weren't bottling in that?
No, one of my lives was I was one of the largest crop spraying contractors on York Peninsula. I had 2 of those, and we used to spray 50,000 acres a year, just me and one man.
Incredible.
And we built those units ourselves. And in the summertime, we just took the booms off the front and the side, and it was a firefighting unit.
Oh. Yeah, well, I was about to say, necessity is the mother of invention, and that's obviously it. Let's have a look at some others, because there's some great shots here.
That's a story in itself. That boom spray, I took it to the Adelaide show for the Innovators competition that was run by the Stock Journal. That handpiece, that shearing handpiece, was an invention by a West Coaster who, as soon as you let the handpiece go, it stopped, which was a safety measure.
Yep.
We got half whacked on the Friday night when they were giving us out their trophies, because I got second prize and he got first prize. And he asked me, he said, my shearer's gone home. Do you know anybody could shear 2 sheep? And I said, yeah, I'll shear them for you. Yeah. Anyway, I got dressed in my
wolf costume.
Yeah, I had well, you can see it. Yeah, quite good trousers and. Anyway,
it's the way to shear a sheep.
Yeah,
Well
and the first one I saw, not a nick, nothing, clean as a whistle, did in about 5 minutes, proud of myself. Second one come in, and it's wrinkly and it's doughy and it's the last sheep in the pen, and the other shearer knew what he was doing. He picked all the good ones out, and I nicked its ear. And ears bleed, and this thing painted itself all the way down the side. And when I'd finished the first one, there was about 40 people watching. When I finished the second one, there was me and the handpiece owner. We cleared that lot out.
Would have stayed till the end to see what happened.
Yeah, the best part is that anybody asked me when I finished shearing, I could say I finished at the Adelaide show.
Good line. Got some more here too of this one.
That's a plough I designed so that for planting trees. And it's one that you can kneel on rather than standing.
Okay, save your back.
Yeah, save your back. And that's planted hundreds of thousands of trees. I just leave it out for the district to use, and anybody can come along as long as they can hook a tractor to it.
Oh, brilliant. Now, a boat, this is...
Well, in 1950...
Where did that come from?
Well, 1959 was a serious drought. Very similar to this year, actually. Very, very similar. We couldn't find work. There was no sheep left on the peninsula. So I bought a fishing licence for £5. And any day that I could go fishing, I did, if there was another work around.
Well, you were obviously a young bloke then if it was £5.
Oh, yeah, well, I was born in 43, I was 17. Yeah. So I bought a fishing licence and I only relinquished it a few years ago.
Well, here's another shot.
Those 2 bins, myself and one man built them. They're just grain bins. The one at the back there is a pickup bin that comes alongside the harvester as it's going along and just picks the grain is squirted in.
Well, again, it's the need to invent these things to make your work easier.
Yes, yeah. Well, and it was easier. I had a man so good that when he was driving that pickup bin, he missed me. I was driving the harvester and he's supposed to pick up on each lap. And he wasn't there this one lap, so I had to go into the big bin and empty out. When I got around to the next lap, he was there again, and I just picked up the radio and I said, "Where were you, Mark?" I said, "The bearing in the bottom of the bin, it blew, so I took it in and changed it. It's got a new one on it now." And he'd only missed one lap. You imagine getting men like that today.
Yeah, well, exactly. This is what's so important today, because the land is being swallowed up. In a drought situation, we're in trouble to start with, and we forget.
Yeah.
We forget this is our food bowl.
Yes, very much so.
And you've been responsible for all that. Now, this isn't your food bowl. So what's the story with these?
Well, myself and 2 mates used to go down to watch Rowley Park. You'd remember with Benithan.
Kim Benithan.
Kim Benithan, it was his show. And we got interested in driving in the demolition derby. Now this,
You can see that that's definitely been demolished.
that's mine at the back there. That one went in 3. I managed to survive 2, and the last one I didn't quite get out of. But the best I came was about 4th. And it would take until Wednesday week for the adrenaline to fall out. Fair dinkum.
Most of these things have changed or have gone completely. And for our Melbourne viewers, this used to be a very famous place here in South Australia. Everyone knew about Rolly Park.
Yes, yeah. And
fact,
it was a good night's fun.
It was also part of our vernacular for a period of time, you know. Take you to Rolly Park.
Yeah.
Many things.
Yes, yeah. Normally to do with an adrenaline rush of some sort or another.
Yes,
yeah.
some sort of
Yeah.
like that. So what do you want to do now you've grown up?
Oh dear. I've just finished that one.
Oh, the book, yes.
Yeah, that one. That one's is published.
This is this one.
Yeah, that was a little dream of mine. It's just an imaginary story about living in Australia 2,000 years ago. So it's all about being Aboriginal and surviving on Stone Age equipment.
Right.
And just how they did that.
Did you have much involvement with
the
First
Aboriginals?
Nation people? Yeah.
Yes, well I shore with them.
There's no pictures. I'm sorry, I can't read that.
Yeah, I shore with them and I bag sewed with them and I worked on the barley stacks and the wheat stacks with them.
Right.
Excellent workers, very, very funny people. Love to put themselves down. Just wonderful people. Ruined in 1972 by Don Dunstan and he's give them the right to drink alcohol anywhere and any time. And it's taken them 2 generations to learn how to do that, whereas we've had 50 or 60.
Such a shame,
Yes, it is such a shame. But those families that I work with, they're still there and they're still good families. And a lot of them have got their kids going to college now. And they wouldn't have heard of that in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, it's important for us to be one nation, really.
Well, and they
Without Pauline, perhaps.
and we're both heading towards that more and more.
Yeah.
When I was 17, I thought we would have been one nation by now, but I was just about 2 or 3 generations too early, I think.
We understand that. We're going to come back in a tick and we're going to talk a little bit more with Rod. So stay with us and we'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. Rod Gregory has been my guest. The old fella, better known as from television days and from, how many shows did you do again?
750 shows around Australia.
Oh, look, I'm nearly done my 600th episode, so I'm going to be here for another couple of years to beat you with that one. Rod, you've written a book already, which we just talked about, but you're in the process of releasing another one. Is this your life story?
They're my memoirs. 3.
Writing them before you forget them, is that?
Yes, yeah, and I'm being reminded by a lot of people, have I talked about that and have I talked about this? And the answer is no, I haven't.
But this is your DVD too.
Yes, yeah.
That's out. And people can get that. Oh, there's Viagra written on it there. But people can get that by going to your website?
Yes, and that's the only way we're going to do it this time is rather than trying to put it into bookshops and everything else. If anybody wants one and they're willing to go to the trouble to email us, we will go to the trouble to make sure they get the product, whichever one they want.
And take your hat off.
Yes, yes.
Because it's so conveniently written right there on the hat. Look at that. Oh, hang on, look at that. Oh, look at that. Or that.
Tony.gregory8@bigpond.com.
Yes, we'll put that on the bottom of the screen for you. There you go.
Yeah, we were going to do it, professionally and
Sorry,
go to
you
the
messed
bookshop.
up your hair. Put the hat back on.
Oh, righto, yeah.
You don't want to look like an old fella. Hey, you are using a stick now because age has caused, and hard work, I guess, on the farm.
Yep.
So you've got a motorised number now.
I do have. It's a little gopher. Mm-hmm. It lives in Adelaide, so that when I go to town, I can get on that. I call it Freedom.
Freedom.
Yes, and I can shoot down the street and terrorise some of the younger ones. And I cannot get over how well I'm treated as an old person on a gopher. When you go into the big stores, they'll get you what you want. They're so polite and so helpful.
A lot more awareness now. Rod, it's been just lovely talking with you. And I'm sure there's people all over Australia that would like to thank you for the many laughs you've given them. And I'm sure we'll give them more if you have a look at some of these things. So thanks so much for being part of our time. So until next time on Our Time, I always say keep yourself nice till then. But Rod always finished his set with...
I would not be dead for quids.
See you next time on Our Time.